they cut that whole program down to just doing racing. That was, I think, the small stint of what we're going to see next year with snowcross. Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of the Vignette Podcast. Last week, I didn't drop an episode. It was just getting really crazy coming back from the second Canterbury and then getting ready for the ERX Ditch Banger National. A lot of stuff was happening, and we were kind of busy here at home. So I wasn't able to do a podcast. So that's plain and simple. But we're back. We're going to be hopefully getting some more consistent drops here. And let's kind of dive right in to Canterbury Shakopee 2.0. What a great weekend it was. Starting off, the ISOC crew did an incredible job on the track. We did get word that the ops guys or Kevin or the other groomer operator left the snow guns on by accident. I kind of believe they did it on purpose, but you can take it as you will. But either way, it was a phenomenal track. Different rhythms on the section after the finish line where you can do triple, double, single, double, triple, or however you wanted to maneuver it to get a pass. And all the corners were really hyped up. The Articat section, everybody was jumping over the Articat banners over my head where I was shooting on that section on the inside, and it was gnarly. I almost needed a wider lens, kind of a 14 or 10 mil lens, just to get everything in the frame. But it was an insane weekend, and kudos to ISOC, to the whole crew for making it happen. Let's keep the ball rolling. Next, want to talk about X Games. That was the other thing. X Games was that weekend, I do believe. It was Sunday. So, again, there was a lot of stuff, a lot of moving parts going on. I was trying to tune into X Games while I was at the Nationals, and it was just a whole colossal of craziness going on. And, yeah, just so much noise going on, but good noise. Yeah, let's talk about X Games. Wow. Awesome to see snowmobiles back at X Games. This is huge for the snowmobile community, and just to see the hype going in, there was press going out of Polaris having a custom built sled there. I think they were giving it away. Brett Turcotte was doing a whole bunch of social media content with his XCR cross-country build that he had at X Games, that he was racing and riding and doing all the freestyle stuff, and it was just nuts. It was nuts. I was planning on going. I had plans to go, but unfortunately, Snocross Nationals ISOC wanted to put Canterbury 2.0 on that same weekend as X Games, so it is what it is. Timing just wasn't right, and hopefully next year we can make it out, and that is the plan, to make it out next year, because the event is huge, and I want to go to Colorado and see what it's all about, and to be part of the X Games atmosphere is huge. I've grown up watching X Games, as everybody that watches this podcast, listens in, I think has been a part of X Games from the get-go. Watching it, seeing the snowcross being part of it, Tucker Hibbert getting, I don't even know how many X Games medal, I think it was like 14 back-to-back or something like that. Then Peter Narsa being the last champion of the snowcross X Games program. So it's been around for a very long time, and to see snowmobiles back at it was huge. The freestyle was massive. I got some glimpse of it, and all the press that was there, those guys were going big. And one guy that I was bummed to see not there was a European, Marcus Olsen. I think that's how you pronounce his last name, or Olsen, or something like that. But he was invited, and his lines or his setup, his trick list was going to be insane. I think he was going to be right there battling with Brett Turcotte. But nothing to take away from Brett. He did a phenomenal run. And to take gold after X Games, got rid of snowmobiles, and then brought him back, and then acquiring gold again, that tells you that he has not been skipping a beat at all. And the guy is just an animal. He is an animal. If you follow him on Instagram or any of his social media, he is just constantly taking his program to that next level every single year. When we saw him at Heydays 2025, he was just bringing the thunder when he was doing the freestyle. And if you guys went to the backcountry or backwoods BMP booth and stayed for the after party, he did a whole segment. He had a whole video that's sledding or something like that. That segment that he put together was great. And that just tells you right there that he is just climbing that ladder and going to that next level every single year and not letting off the gas. So kudos to Brett Turcotte taking gold at X Games. And right behind him was Cody Matichuk. And then behind him was Willie Elam, a guy that we have not heard of before, maybe, but he came out swinging. He was right there battling. And for him on an Arctic Cat to be on the podium when Arctic Cat is coming back, again, that's huge. That's huge. And we'll get to him in a little bit here too, but the whole atmosphere of the snowmobiles being at X Games is next level. And I think they're going to bring the thunder again next year with the snowmobiles. Hopefully, I'm not going to speak on it too much, but what I saw on Sunday with the speed and style, it seemed like that when they cut that whole program down to just doing racing, that was, I think, the small stint of what we're going to see next year with snowcross. Because why would you cut it out? Why would you? To me, it didn't seem like there was that much wind. I wasn't there, but just watching the live stream and seeing what was going on in the background, it didn't seem like it was that windy. And it wasn't that windy to call it, but I wasn't there to make the call. But on a safety side, I can understand. To see the speed and style get cut down to snowcross or snow just racing in itself, I think that is just a telling sign that they're going to be implementing snowmobiles or snowcross next year. So let's get back to it. Sunday, they had the speed and style. Again, it was cut down just to racing around the course, and Willie Elam took gold. He took gold next to Brett Turcotte. It was a head-to-head racing, and Brett Turcotte was right there. He was trying to get his skis right on Willie Elam, but Willie was not letting up and was not letting Brett Turcotte get by. He really wanted that gold. So congrats to you, Willie Elam. It was a great ride to hold off Brett Turcotte. And, yeah, putting your name into the history book. So, wild weekend at X Games. And hopefully next year we'll be there covering the event, as we have had X Games on our list ever since we started snowcross and covering snowmobile racing in itself. Next up, let's get into some snowcross. What is going on with Daniel Benham? He had a phenomenal ride at Ironwood, Canterbury 1.0. That's what I'm going to call it. Canterbury 1.0. And then Canterbury 2.0. What the heck happened? He got a couple good starts, and then he just kind of fell backwards. He fell just backwards. What happened? Is it the pressure of the red plate? Is there a lot of pressure from Arctic Cat? Is it who knows what it is? I'm just curious on what happened. He had the red plate going into Canterbury 2.0, and then he relinquished it Saturday night, Saturday qualifying sessions. He had no more red plate, and the person that was right there hunting him down was Gustav Salston at the SRT camp. Right there, waiting in the wings, just trying to take that red plate. And then he also had his own problems at round Saturday. So round 1, 2, 3, 4, round 6. Round 6. He had the red plate just for that night show. And then something happened. His sled grenaded, or I don't know what happened, maybe a belt. But we saw him. He was trackside, no go. And that's kind of a bummer because he signed with SRT after Elias retired, and he is now the top guy for SRT. And for him to have the red plate and then to relinquish it again to another rider, which we will get there in a second, is a bummer because I know that team works really, really hard and they want to see Gustav do really, really good. And he's doing phenomenal. He is right there in second, or he was right there in second, and he was really hunting Daniel Benham down for that red plate and making a name for himself. But unfortunately, he had to give up the red plates too. He had to give up the red plates to Jordan LaBelle on that Warner sled. And Jordan is on fire. He is on fire this year. You could throw a blanket on any of these guys, and all of them would win. We have seen an array of different podium appearances from these guys. Ironwood, we had Riley Bester, Adam Peterson, Gustav Salston, Emil Haar, Daniel Benham, and then the list just goes on. We have Jordan LaBelle, Gustav Salston again, and a few other people. Creighton Dillon up there. He took the win Friday night, his first pro win in the pro class. His what is it? It's his freshman year in the pro class. So it's awesome to see these guys duking it out and just trying to get on that podium and doing all that they can to make their name up there and get all that limelight, to get all that press, and show the fans that these guys are really out there for blood. So Jordan LaBelle is now the new points leader in the pro class, holding that red plate, and it is so cool to see the red plate being floated around through all these riders. It is a great time in snowcross. It's a great time in snowmobile community in itself. There's a lot going on, and we'll continue that as we get through this podcast. But another rider that we want to talk about too is Sarissa Blessum. What is happening with her? Is it the injury that she had last year? I've been hearing that she's re-injured her leg from her injury last year when she got landed on. But she was a top runner there, and she didn't really show her potential at Ironwood. She didn't really show her potential at Canterbury 1.0, and I'm kind of surprised because she was there battling for podiums and going after the championship, and I think she's top 5 or top 6 in the points as of right now as we go into Valcourt. But I did hear that she has an injury. She's on crutches, I think. But I'm just really curious on what's going on with her. Maybe I'll reach out to her and see what's going on before Valcourt and before New York, and maybe get an update. But really curious because she was a top contender there, and I hope she figures it out. But yeah, we'll see what happens. Maybe if she's even going to show up for Valcourt. But she's she's been right there in the mix for the last couple years. Brother, the youngest brother, the youngest brother in the LaBelle family, Dylan LaBelle, following suit in his brother's footsteps and his older brother's footsteps, Jordan LaBelle. They both went 1-1 in Pro Light and Pro. Jordan LaBelle taking Saturday's Pro win, and Dylan LaBelle taking his first win in 2026 in the Pro Light division. This is really, really good for Warner, really good for Makita, and really good for the LaBelle family. Really exciting to see when I was there on the podium. Whole LaBelle family was going ecstatic. They were going crazy. And now, Nayli LaBelle, you're up to bat. Now you got to get a win, and it would have been cool to see her get her first win of 2026. But I'm sure Dylan and Jordan will do it again, go back to back. But again, Nayli, you're up next, so we want to see you on the top step of the podium in Valcourt. Let's get it. Next up, we talked about the track at Canterbury, so that's the track was phenomenal. Let's talk about the Ditch Banger a little bit here because I mentioned it earlier. The Ditch Banger ERX Ditch Banger National. My first time going, I was going to go last year, but I kind of wanted to stay home. The schedule was very hectic. But going this year, I think it was the perfect time to go because it was a massive event. There was people all over the place. Holy crap, talk about vintage sleds, triples, old 440s, old 600s. I saw an old sled that I grew up riding when I was a little kid, Yamaha VMAX XT 600. That was the sled that my dad first bought when I was a little kid, probably 3 or 4 years old, maybe a little bit younger than that too. But to see an old sled like that I grew up on at the Ditch Banger National, immediately I just took a photo of it, sent it to my dad, and was like, "Hey, look what I found. This is really, really cool." And yeah, to see all these old sleds and all these guys going out there duking it out, trying to beat their buddies and just having a good old time was such a great atmosphere. The Carlsons, Playsteads over there that run the event, put on the event, did such a great job. I'm kind of sad that I haven't been there the last, I think it's been going on for 6 years. This is going to be the 6th year, this was the 6th year. Yeah, I'm kind of bummed that I wasn't able to attend those past years, but it's just getting bigger and bigger. And honestly, I think they should do a Ditch Banger national tour. I was talking to a few people, and they were kind of open ears to it, and yeah, just having a Ditch Banger National, going from different venues that hold Ditch Banger Nationals or Ditch Banger events, I should say, but kind of make it a big deal, make it a points event or something like that, or just bring in different venues that do the Ditch Bangers and kind of make it a tour. I think that would be really, really cool because I know Hartford does their own Ditch Banger. You got ERX, you got Northern Power Race Park. They do their own event up there, and then you also have the 286 series in North Dakota. They do their own Ditch Banger tour or their own Ditch Banger event. Sorry, but that would be kind of cool. And then do points, implement the points somehow and make it a four stop event for all these guys. I think that would be really, really cool. The ideas are endless, and the Ditch Banger National is kind of becoming a staple in the snowmobile community. And what I hear is that, it's kind of bigger than other events right now. I wonder why. But just the atmosphere in itself being there, seeing it firsthand, I can say that these guys are just out there to have a lot of fun with their buddies, and it doesn't really cost a whole lot to go buy a sled off of Craigslist and to do a little bit of tweaks here and there if the engine needs some motor work or suspension components and maybe a new track, and just go out there, have some fun, fill it up with some gas and some oil premix or whatever, and go have some fun. Yeah, I'm big on this event. And coming out of the event, there was some big there was a big accident on Friday night. Some guys had to get ambulance out. There was about a group of five guys that went down. Kind of sucks because it was kind of critical condition. I got word that there was going to be helicopter that was going to have to come and scoop up a guy. He wasn't looking so good, but the medic crew there that was on the ground got him stable, so they didn't really need the helicopter to come in. And they did shut down 169 there. They had a fire truck blocking off the highway or the interstate there. But I'm glad that the medical crew was able to get him stabilized. But other than that, kick butt event. The air was filled with mullets, race gas, old two-strokes, vintage sleds. Yeah, it was a great event. And also I want to touch on too I think it's called the Midwest Ride-In event that was popping off as well the same weekend. And from the press that I saw, looked like a great event. There was a lot of people that attended. So yeah, there was a lot of stuff happening that this past weekend. Also, the Midwest, they had their race up in Hutchinson, and Evan Christian took the win. Riley Bester in third, I do believe, and then somebody else in second. I can't remember. The 808, he's on that Flex Toy sled. I don't remember his name. I want to say that he got second or something like that, or maybe I'm wrong. I know that Evan Christian got first. Riley Bester was there. Maybe it was Evan Christian, Riley Bester, and somebody else in third. Yeah, that sounds about right. Don't remember who got third. But anyways, moving on. Yeah, there was a lot of racing. Moving on. I got some racer updates. This part of the segment is brought to you by CNA Pro Skis. Our awesome friends over there at CNA Pro Skis have the best skis on the market, whether you're a trail rider or snowcross athlete, watercross athlete, mountain athlete, whatever the case may be. Check them out at caproskis.net. Grab yourself a set of CNA Pro Skis, best skis on the market. You can custom make them. That's the other thing that I want to touch on. Willie Ellum had the best looking skis out there at X Games. He had a two-tone ski. It was a green bottom, black top. How they pulled it off, I don't know, but dang, they looked really, really good. And I shot my colleagues over there at CNA, and I was like, these are the best skis that you guys have made so far. I love them. And they said, yeah, they're a one-off, and I'm sure we're going to get a whole lot of messages to do skis like this again. So kudos to Willie for coming up with the idea and for CNA for executing. Let's get into it. Eric Downs from ISOC Nationals. I reached out to him to get his highlight from Canterbury 2.0. The guy is really coming on strong. He's right there in the title fight for the Pro Light title. And yeah, just wanted to pick his brain, see how he's doing, and what his mentality was going into the weekend and coming out. My mentality on race day is just to have fun, something I've been struggling with the last few years. I just need to keep the confidence I've got now going the rest of the season and keep getting good starts with how fast everyone is now starting out front is huge. Yeah. Again, confidence is huge. You got to have it, and you got to have starts. The start at Canterbury was phenomenal. Again, I'm going to say phenomenal over and over again. They did such a great job on the track that they actually listened to the fans. So for Eric Downs to say that he is having a great year and just that confidence is huge. And hopefully he takes this going into the rest of the season and continues to have great starts. I look to see him to have the red plates soon. I don't remember who has the red plates right now in Pro Lights. It's Cameron Cole, which we did not see him on the podium at all, but he is still continuing to have the red plates in the Pro Light division. And we captured a crash on, I think it was Saturday. We posted it on our Instagram. I think, that kind of set him back. So he still has a points lead. It's got to be the heat races that he is just doing really, really good in. We didn't go back and see those results, but I know that he is doing really, really good in the heat races. Next up, we have Justin Blazovic in the sport class. He is the sport red plate holder, and the guy is running a program all by himself. It's a privateer program, and he is doing a phenomenal job. He is paying for everything by himself with the sponsors that he does have. But the guy is just, I think he wanted to gamble on himself, and he is really doing a good job gambling on himself. And before he came into the season, he was just going to do select rounds. But now that he's a points holder, he's kind of got to do them all now. And one cool thing that he did was he won the Dominator Award at Canterbury, and that's about $1,000. No, leave it on. Sorry, my daughter's in here, and she's going to turn on the lights. But yeah, he won the Dominator Award, and that's an extra $1,000 for him to put in his pocket. He's going to talk about it here. But yeah, really, really cool. I could go on for a while about how much it means, but I'll try and condense it. It's an unreal feeling seeing it all play out how I dreamed it would. It's extra meaningful because it's my money I'm spending, not my parents or our teams, and it's just a small amount from sponsors. When you see mass amounts of money leave your bank account each week, it feels damn good to throw some back in after the weekend's over. Winning the Dominator was an awesome way to cap the weekend off. My mechanic and friend Jonah has been spending his weekends all winter driving from college to come and help me race, and I really haven't done much in return to pay him for his time, fuel, and travel. So I'm cashing the check and giving it to him and saving a little bit of it for the unexpected trip to New York. Again, he won the Dominator Award, extra $1,000. He's just a privateer going out to have some fun, and just having fun gave him the red plates going into New York. And I'm really gunning for this guy. I hope he wins it. Knock on wood. I hope he wins the sport championship, because that would be huge. This guy's been in the sport for a long time. He has had some bad luck, but he is making it happen. And if you guys, I know that he does like a sponsorship program each weekend. If you guys want to go and support him, I know that he has like graphics on his sled that he'll print up, have your face on there or something like that. And then you can cash in to his program to help him get to each national. But yeah, he's just out there having fun. Next up, we got gold medalist Brett Turcotte, a guy that we've been trying to have on our podcast for quite some time now. It just hasn't aligned, but I reached out to him after X Games, after him getting his gold medal. So let's jump right in. It feels insane to come back after such a long break and stand on top. Coming into the event had its challenges, but I was prepared and ready to do battle. I left some tricks on the table and will definitely be coming out hard next season to defend my most recent and gold medal in freestyle. It was surreal, but I was thriving. I love the pressure, locking in, and getting the job done. Everyone at the event was super welcoming, and it was an honor to be back and to be able to put snowmobiling back on the main stage. Huge. It was huge, Brett. And it was huge for you to get a gold medal. It was huge for the snowmobile community. It was huge for X Games, and it's huge all around. So congrats to you on winning X Games when X Games has returned, and I look forward to seeing what they do next year. I touched on it early. I don't want to touch on it too much again, but again, X Games is back, and snowmobile in X Games is back, and just the whole event in itself, the snowmobile or the snowboard freestyle or whatever they have going on, the half pipe, the skis, it was all great. It was all huge, and hopefully we'll make it out next year and see the event ourselves. But we are going to be preparing for Valcourt. We are going out there Tuesday. We should be there by Thursday. Can't wait. It's one of our favorite tracks on the tour, and we're excited to see our friends up in Canada. And I put this out on our social media pages, but I'm calling out all the CSRA riders to come out to Valcourt. So if you guys make it out, get in. I want to see you guys there. I want to see you guys duke it out with all the ISOC guys. And if not, I'll see you guys in New York the following weekend. So I'm going to cut the podcast. We're all done. And see you guys in the next one. Hope you guys have a great week. And yeah, look forward to seeing everybody in Valcourt and everybody in New York. Peace out.